So I'm Kevin Robinson with Kevin Hates Hip Hop. This is episode, actually, you know what? This is Investing with a Savage. All right. So Kevin Hates Hip Hop is my brand I created in 2014. Basically, it's a brand where I did a lot of podcasting. It was all auditory. But now we're doing visual. You know what I mean? So if you could do me a favor, I'm a newbie here. I'm a rookie. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the bell notification will let you know every single time I put out a video. All right? Eventually we'll do live, but for now, I just want to build my subscriptions up. All right? I'm in the 40s right now. I'm not even close to where I plan on being. Hopefully a year from now, I'll be in the thousands. All right? But what you can do is help me by hitting that subscribe button. Now, the topic today is with Investing with a Savage. And a lot of times the ones I've been doing, it's been me talking about money plays, right? A lot of crypto, right? So I've been doing a lot of cryptocurrency plays and how you can make money with this play and that play and this play and that play. Well, with this one, I want to give you money tips for the hood rich. All right, so this is for all my guys, all my ladies, people that are nouveau riche. You just made you some money. You just came into some money. When you first come into money, you grew up poor, you grew up with not a whole lot of money, you come from a fixed mindset. Now, I read a book a couple of years ago by Carol Dweck, who was a therapist. The book is called Mindset. Now, she had a theory, and actually you can call it's pretty much a law because we've all experimented and realized this is true. You have an abundance mindset, which is a growth mindset. She calls it the growth mindset. And the growth mindset is basically where you say things like, there's nothing I cannot do. It's not delusional, but it comes from a place of I'm going to do all my hard tasks first so I can get to my goal. That's something that somebody that comes from a growth mindset would say, which is an abundance mindset, right? And then you have the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is more or less when you come from a scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset is basically what a lot of people have when you grow up with scarcity. You didn't grow up with a lot of money. You didn't grow up with a lot of resources. And people say shit like money is the root of all evil. Fuck that shit. I don't believe that. You need money to live. Think about it. They say more money, more problems. Well, shit, less money, way more problems. You feel me? So fuck all that shit. So when you come from abundance mindset, you look at things a lot differently. You can never grow nothing in your life without an abundance mindset. It doesn't matter what it is. So keep that in mind. So the money tips for the hood rich. And this is specifically for Investing with a Savage, just for my people that are looking to acquire some money. You're acquiring money. You just got some money. You didn't grow up with a lot of money, right? So you might have came from that fixed mindset, but now you're coming from an abundance mindset. The reason why I'm doing this is you want to learn from someone who fucked up in their 20s. I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 in 3 months, September 22nd. And I fucked up in my 20s. I did. I went from literally making a couple of $1,000s a month, barely able to pay my rent, EBT, eviction notices on my door, to finally eventually moving to LA and working in the music industry and starting my own publicity firm. And I was doing PR for a lot of different rappers. And I went from crumbs to steaks overnight, you know what I'm saying? And that was my life back then. So I went from scarcity, and even with money, I came from a scarcity mindset, because what I would do is you do stupid shit, like you spend money you shouldn't have. You spend money as soon as you get it. So learn from someone that fucked up in their 20s. And my story could save your life, could save you a lot of drama, could save you a lot of bullshit, I'm not saying I was like the biggest gangster, no shit like that in the streets. That's not who I was. I was a smart dude from the hood who so happened to put himself in positions that were illegal. But I was smart enough to just have one pinky toe in the streets to where it wasn't that bad. And I would make my money and I would get the fuck out. And the reason why I got into rap was it was a childhood dream of mine. So, my story can save you a lot of drama and a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So the first tip is this: start investing as young as possible. Start investing as young as possible, man. I don't care if you're 23, I don't care if you're 19, I don't care if you're 16. If you have a job or if you have some kind of income coming in, whether you're doing DoorDash or whatever, you work at McDonald's, take $100 a month and invest that shit. Don't let it just sit in a bank account. You know what I mean? The US dollar is depreciating by 3% every year or two. You know what I mean? Due to inflation. So the US dollar, we talk about altcoins and shit like that, cryptocurrency on investing with a savage a lot. That shit is a shit coin. And that's a term that was coined in the cryptocurrency world. The US dollar is a shit coin. So start investing your money as soon as possible, man. It could be in your education. Maybe you start buying more books. Maybe you want to start taking more courses like Gumroad. You want to learn how to real estate, wholesale properties. Go tap into my course in below, man. thevarsityclass.com. I'll show you all how to wholesale houses and, tap into that. But start investing as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Number 2, keep your liabilities to a minimum. Learn this from somebody who used to be the Louis Vuitton Don, Gucci this, Fendi that, YSL this, Givenchy, all type of shit. You know what I mean? I used to do that. I was that type of nigga, man. When I worked in rap, I would make $6,000-$7,000 on one ticket, signing an artist, and I would go blow 5,000. You know what I mean? That's just the type of dude I was. And I feel like it, I was raised by wolves. You know what I'm saying? My family, nobody taught me financial literacy. I had to learn this shit on my own. You know what I mean? So keep your liabilities to a minimum. Number 3, don't fuck your credit up. I've been there. I don't fucked my credit up before. When I was in college, I fucked my credit up real bad. You know what I'm saying? So it haunted me to the point to where when I got my first apartment, I had to get in my mom's name. I had the money, but I had to get in my mama's name. You know what I'm saying? Had everything in my mama's name. Just like, what was that? What was that song? The Big Timers and shit. I'm an OG, man. You know what I'm saying? Number 4, leverage your credit to acquire assets. So look, man, leverage your credit, man. You got to keep your credit score up above a 700, and there's ways you can do that. Just pay your bills on time. When you use a credit card, use it for simple shit. Use it to, and this is for my young cats. Use it to pay your phone bill, put gas in your car, groceries. If your bill is $220, put more on top of it. Put $230 on top of $250. You know what I'm saying? Stay on top of your shit. You know what I mean? Leverage your credit to buy assets. And there's things like shelf LLCs, shelf corporations you basically can get into when you got some paper. You can buy a shelf corporation, which is an aged corporation. You can look this up on Google, which has built-in business credit. So if you want to look into getting property or luxury car rentals or any shit like that, you're gonna need a nice size business credit line of credit. So look into shelf corporations if you had the money or the means to do so. You wanna make sure that your assets could be something as small as cryptocurrency. The beauty of crypto is you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin at once. You might only have $200-$300 a week that you throw at $100. You throw that shit in there. You can buy a fraction of it. And I'm a big advocate of the cryptocurrency world because unlike the stock market, which I also invest in, it's 24/7 and it's unregulated. You know what I'm saying? There's no central bank and none of that bullshit. You feel me? So build your credit, build your currency up, build your stock market up, your stocks up, start building assets. You know what I'm saying? The beauty of it too, maybe you're not a day trader. You don't want to day trade like I do, right? You don't have time for it. You can get into stocks that give you a dividend. You know what I'm saying? You get into stocks that give you a dividend. So there's different types of stocks that you can get into. I can give y'all a couple right now. You know what I'm saying? That you can invest in that are giving you dividend stocks. So look, you got AT&T. They do dividends. You know what I'm saying? I think they pay monthly. B&G Foods is another one. You know what I'm saying? You got CSWC, that's another one. You got Duke Energy. You got ExxonMobil. You got Gladstone Invest. All of these are ones that you can get into that pay dividends at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to leverage your credit to get some assets. You feel me? Number 6, partying all the time is a huge money pit. Huge money pit. That's something I used to do in my 20s a lot. Party all the time, especially when I worked in rap and shit. So everything was just, get a bag and go blow it. You feel me? Huge money pit. And number 7, prepare for the drought season. Because no matter what industry you into, eventually shit is going to taper off. So you want to have more than one source of income. You got a job, start fucking with crypto, start fucking with investing in stocks. And talk a lot about that shit on this channel. You feel me? So you definitely want to get into that. You do something for me. If there's any topics you want to hear me tap into, put them in the comments. You feel me? Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that button. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All that shit's the button in the bottom. If you want to learn how to wholesale properties and real estate, like I told you about, that's how I've been making my money as a real estate investor for the last 3 years with Pacific Home Buyers. All you got to do is click in the link in the bio, Varsity Class. I got it up there. You feel me? And I'm probably going to run a promo in the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But I basically teach how to wholesale properties anywhere. So you can do it virtually. You know what I'm saying? This might be something you might want to just do part-time. You might not even want to do it full-time. You know what I'm saying? But tap in.